I wasn't sure what I was going to create going into this look. I am quite pleased with the results, I think, but we needed a white base, and then I'm taking my black face paint stick and just scrunching up my eyes there. And over the top on a makeup sponge, we'll press the pigment in, and I'm not trying to blend it out too much, just sort of pat it down and move on, get that pigment spread all across my face. And that's the canvas we're left with. I was quite pleased with how it turned out, not gonna lie, left me with some interesting shapes to work with. So I'm just going in and sort of feathering out the edges there. And then I took a Q-tip and I'm wiping away some areas where I want just a little bit more definition. And I will go back in and fill them with white face paint. But first I'm going to take some eyeshadow and just add definition where I want it. So I'm smoking out my forehead a little bit, underlining some of the white star shapes, and generally just adding some darker patches where the black face paint wasn't opaque enough. Same with the white. I filled in anywhere that I wanted those star shapes to be more popping. I moved on to the lips quickly, filling them in with black and then scrunching them up to pat some white over the top. This didn't work too well, or as well as I thought it would. I thought I'd be quite wrinkly here, but I'm not. So it just sort of looked, yeah, a little bit muddy. I tried to fix it by pressing more white over the top, which, yeah, sort of worked-ish. And then I took some eyeshadow and smoked out around the edges. I must admit I tried hard, but I didn't like the lips and wished I hadn't done them, so I moved on. I put some setting spray all over so that was all locked in and I could add layers over the top. Starting with this cloud. I could have used a Q-tip to do smaller ones, but I think I just wanted one on my forehead that added a little bit of intrigue, something else to look at. First time doing a cloud, so I just stamped on the general layer and then I went in with a grey that I mixed up, and then I feathered that out and smoked it out so that it just looked a little bit softer and blended in. I didn't want it standing out, but I wanted it, you know, there. It was certainly a truster process, looked worse before it looked better. But then I thought, I've got a cloud on my head. How about I add some stars? It ended up looking more like snow, I think, but I added a dot of white face paint with my dotting tool. And then I added just a touch of white eyeshadow over the top to make it look like it's almost glowing. To finish it off, I blacked out my neck, almost like painting the edges of a canvas, you know? I don't know why I let it go up to my chin, but there we go. Anywho, that is the look. Please let me know what you think and I'll catch you in the next one.